Picture this, your East Bay home just hit the market. The photos look incredible, showings are booking up, and you get an offer you love. You're already mentally packing your boxes. Then the home inspection comes back, and suddenly the HVAC is old, the sewer line looks questionable, the roof needs some repairs, the window seals are broken, and the garage door failed the safety test. Deals get renegotiated over exactly this kind of thing every single day. And buyers in this market are picky because right now they can afford to be. So today I'm walking you through the 17 biggest hotspots inspectors focus on so you know exactly what to check before the inspector ever pulls into your driveway. Fewer surprises during escrow means fewer repair credits and more money in your pocket at closing. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jenn Collins and I help people buy and sell homes and figure out where exactly they want to live here in the Tri-Valley and throughout the East Bay. Most of the people we work with are relocating, upsizing, downsizing, or just trying to make a smart move without regretting it later. And that's exactly what this channel is here for. So let's get into it. Most sellers believe if a home looks clean and is updated on the surface, it'll sail through inspections. That's simply not true. Inspectors aren't judging your paint color or your countertops. They're testing your home's systems. And a lot of East Bay homes, especially the older ones, have small maintenance issues that add up. So, what are the 17 things you should check yourself before the inspector finds them for you? Let's start with the systems that cause the biggest repair requests. Because these are the ones that scare buyers the most. First, your HVAC system. Buyers test the heating and air conditioning within minutes of walking in, and an older or poorly maintained system is one of the top reasons buyers ask for a credit, sometimes running into the thousands of dollars, because nobody wants to inherit a full system replacement. Just imagine, you think your 15-year-old furnace and AC unit are fine, and then the inspector's temperature gun shows that the AC is barely cooling and the furnace filter hasn't been changed in years. Get your furnace and AC serviced, replace your filters, and keep the documentation before you list your home. Second is the sewer line. This one is invisible until it isn't. Older East Bay homes, especially those built in the 50s or 60s or even earlier, and especially with mature trees nearby, are prone to roots growing into the line over the years. A sewer scope is a small cost compared to discovering a root intrusion mid-escrow and negotiating a repair request under pressure. If your home is older or has big trees near the sewer line, get it scoped before you list. Third, your roof. Insurance companies and buyers alike care about the age and condition of your roof, not just whether it's currently leaking. Missing shingles, soft spots, or an amateur patch job can all surface the moment an inspector gets up there. If your roof is approaching 15 or 20 years old, get a roofer's condition report ahead of time so you know whether you're looking at simple repairs or something bigger. Fourth, your water heater. It's a smaller appliance that can cause a big headache on an inspection report. If yours is over 10 years old, rusted, or making unusual noises, replace it before listing. And here in California, make sure that it's properly strapped for seismic safety, since that's something inspectors will specifically check for. If your property is on a septic system, which is more common in some of our hillside or rural pockets of the Tri-Valley, get it pumped if it's been more than a few years, and keep that documentation handy too. I know this is a long list, but none of them requires a full renovation. Most of these are small, relatively inexpensive fixes that simply require someone to actually go check on the condition. Drop a comment below and let me know which one of these you're going to go double check in your own home tonight. And if you're getting ready to sell anywhere in the East Bay, whether that's Danville, San Ramon, Walnut Creek, or anywhere in the Tri-Valley, I'd love to help you get your home inspection ready. Scan our QR code here for all of our buyer and seller resources, and reach out for your complimentary no obligation consultation. And if you're buying or selling somewhere outside of our area, whether that's another part of California or clear across the country, we have an expert vetted referral network of agents I would send my own family to, and I'd love to connect you with one of them. Okay, so back to it. Fifth on our list is smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. These are easy to forget precisely because they're small, but inspectors test them and make sure that they're located in the right areas. If yours haven't been touched in years, replace the batteries or the units themselves, and make sure they're placed in every bedroom and hallway according to code. Sixth is your electrical panel. An unlabeled panel, a missing breaker, or what's called a double tap breaker, meaning two wires connected to a single breaker slot that's only rated for one, are all things inspectors flag immediately because they raise real safety concerns. Test your outlets, make sure every GFCI outlet resets properly, and have an electrician look at anything questionable before you list. 7th, your garage door, specifically the safety reverse sensors. If your door doesn't stop and reverse when something's in its path, that's an automatic red flag on any inspection report, and a real safety issue for families with kids or pets. Test it yourself before you list. 8th are stair railings. A railing that wiggles even slightly can genuinely spook a buyer standing right there and watching the inspector test it. It's usually just a matter of tightening a few screws, but it's worth doing before anyone else notices it for you. Number 9 are plumbing leaks. Inspectors get underneath every sink with a flashlight, so a slow drip you've lived with for years won't stay hidden. Check under every sink, tighten loose connections, and replace any corroded shutoff valves. A small fix now is far cheaper than a repair credit tied to a plumber's quote later on. 10th is mold and mildew. Even something small and cosmetic can send a buyer's imagination into overdrive. Most of it traces back to a small leak, poor ventilation, or old caulking around a tub or a shower. Recaulk where needed, run bathroom fans for longer, and address the source of any moisture before you list your home, not just the surface staining. 11th are gutters and drainage. Water that pools against your foundation instead of draining away can turn into a much bigger conversation about foundation and moisture concerns. Clean your gutters, reconnect any disconnected downspouts, and make sure that water is directed away from the house. 12th is wood rot and termite activity, which in California shows up on the pest report. Inspectors will test the exterior trim, windowsills, and decks by gently pressing on them, and soft or spongy wood is an immediate red flag. Walk your own exterior before listing, and if you find damage or termite activity, repair it and keep the treatment documentation. 13th are windows. Buyers expect them to open, close, lock, and be able to see through them clearly. Foggy glass usually means a broken seal, and a window that won't open or slam shut on its own likely will get flagged. The good news is that many can be fixed by simply replacing the glass pane rather than the whole window, but you won't know until you check every single one. 14th are appliances. They don't need to be brand new, but they do need to work. A stove that won't turn on or a dishwasher door that's falling off its hinge quickly makes a buyer wonder what else in this house hasn't been maintained. Test every appliance for yourself before listing your home. 15th are toilets. A wobbly toilet usually means that the wax seal has failed, which can mean hidden moisture damage to the flooring underneath. It's a small, inexpensive fix now compared to a flooring-related repair request later. 16th is your fireplace if you have one. If it hasn't been used or serviced in years, don't assume that it works. Relight the pilot, test the ignition, and have it serviced if it's been sitting unused, since a functioning fireplace adds real value while a broken one just becomes a bigger question mark for buyers. And finally, 17th, fences and property lines. It's worth confirming that any existing fence, especially one a neighbor installed, actually sits on the correct property line. A survey issue discovered mid-escrow can turn into a genuinely awkward negotiation with a neighbor at the worst possible time. So what should you actually do before you list your home? If you're selling an older East Bay home, prioritize the sewer line scope and the roof condition report, and walk around the exterior checking for wood rot. If you're selling a home with kids or pets in mind for the next buyer, double check your garage door safety reverse and your smoke detectors first, since those are the easiest wins for buyer confidence. And if you're simply not sure where to start, walk your own home like an inspector would. Open every window, run every faucet, and test every appliance. Most of what can slow down a sale is small and fixable, if you catch it first. The good news is that none of this requires a big renovation budget. It just requires getting ahead of the things an inspector is going to find anyway. If this video was helpful, and I hope it was, hit the like button, subscribe to our community, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. And if you know someone getting ready to sell their home here in the East Bay, please be sure to share this with them. I'm Jen with the Jenn Collins Group, and we help people make smart, confident moves here in the East Bay, whether that's next month or a year from now. If you're planning to buy or sell your home in the East Bay, I'd love to guide you through the process. Call or text me at the number below to schedule your complimentary strategy session with me. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.